Hello and welcome to my channel Close to the Edge. My name is Pat, where we talk about all things prog rock, classic rock, heavy rock, and maybe even a sticker rock. Stick around, you never know. Today I have my good friend Kevin with me.
Pat, thanks very much for having me back.
Yeah, no bother. Great to have Kevin back. And today what we're going to do is our top 10 bad albums by some of our favourite bands.
Really bad, some of them.
Oh, these are bad. These are bad.
They're bad. Yeah.
They're cringeworthy, some of
They
them.
are, they're terrible.
And we're just going to rank them from 10 to 1. Some we have, some we don't have. And don't even know why I have some of them.
Yeah. Bought in the day, I suppose,
No, yeah.
expecting better things,
Oh, absolutely, Kevin.
you know.
But they're dirt, Kevin.
But they're bad, they're
bad.
They're bad.
Oh,
Yeah.
even thinking about some of these albums.
Yeah.
Anyway, Kevin, what's your number 10?
My number 10, Pat, the brilliant Emerson, Lake and Palmer brought out this thing in 78. Love Beach.
Let's look at the cover.
Look at the cover. It's like Saturday Night Fever.
It is Saturday Night.
It's like the Bee Gees. There's
Saturday
no
Night-
offence to the Bee Gees, but it's like, I
better
don't know
than
what
that.
it's like. Yeah, it's awful.
Saturday Night Fever is definitely better than that album.
Yeah, 100% it is. This is atrocious. It's an embarrassment and what a waste of their talents. I mean, what were they thinking?
Out in the Bahamas they recorded that,
Yeah.
believe it or not.
But the men of of their stature,
Yeah.
musicianship boys and all the rest of it, to come out with something like that is embarrassing.
But what happened with that album is they all flew into the Bahamas studio. Palmer done his bits, Greg Lake done his bits. They went off,
Yeah,
so they left it up to Keith Emerson to finish the album,
right,
produce it.
right.
They were gone.
They were gone, right, yeah.
That's basically
So
what
no
happened.
real involvement at all in it.
No, not like their previous
Yeah.
album.
Well, that's my number 10, Pat, and I think
Yeah, they
it's
were checking out then, I think.
yeah,
they
checked
were
out. That's terrible.
Oh, checked out is right. My number 10, Kevin, might come as a surprise to many people, but it's Dire Straits slash who else? ZZ Top.
Oh no, it's Jethro Tull.
I know it's Jethro Tull. Crest of a Knave.
Right.
Yeah.
That
What
might upset a few people, but
Well, it is. It doesn't sound like Jethro Tull. I actually hate this album.
yeah, I'm not a fan myself.
I heard when this came out now, I still have it.
Yeah.
I think I bought it on LP. The LP is long gone.
Well, I still have the LP because I bought it expecting great things.
Yeah.
Being a big Tull fan like
We're
yourself.
fanatic on Tull, sure. Fanatic.
Yeah.
But this is like Steel Monkey, like. And this won a Grammy.
Yeah, and
Oh,
the
well,
thing
well.
that gets me about it, Pat, is a little bit like the album from 1984, The Unmentionable.
Oh,
We'll
the
talk about it
Unmentionable
later.
album. Yeah, I know that one, yeah.
There's not a real drummer on the first three tracks.
No.
Don Perry doesn't come in till later on,
Yeah, but it's just
which is mind-boggling. It's
Ah,
an
it's-
awful thing.
That is mind-boggling, Kevin, how bad that is.
It is. It's terrible.
Terrible. Anyway, that's my number 10. What's your number 9, Kevin?
My number 9, Pat, another band I love.
Oh, shall we?
And I was living in London at the time and waiting for this, ran down to buy it, all the rest of it. When I got it back, I couldn't believe it. I thought I picked up the wrong record. Rush. Hold Your Fire. They should have put it in the fire.
Should have put it in the fire.
It is terrible. I can't think of a good track of it. The only thing I will say, a couple of the tracks like Force 10 and Time Stands Still, they come up okay in a live setting.
That Time Stands Still, is that a poppy one?
Yeah, I think Amy Mann is on it, some Canadian singer. Stand Still, yeah, it's not great. But even the lyrics on here are not up to his usual standard. They're fairly cringeworthy.
That's atrocious, Kevin.
It's awful, and it's overproduced, and it's just full of sequencers and synthesizers and layers of electronics. It's
I don't know what they were at there, Kevin.
well, as everyone who's into Rush would know, this was their, shall we say, their electronic phase where they just got buried under electronics. But this is the bottom of that pile. So that's my number 9.
It's the
They're
bad.
terrible. I can't stand this album. It's
Neither
awful.
can I. Neither
So
can
that's my number 9, Pat.
I. Okay. Well, my number 9 is this absolute abomination by my favourite band, Kevin. Bananas.
All right.
Deep
It looks
Purple.
like an album cover, a calendar cover or
It
something.
is a calendar cover. It just took a picture while they were out touring some two
I think
fellas
so.
on the back of a van.
Yeah.
Like, this is the first album without John Lord.
I don't know that album now.
You don't want to know it.
Right.
You just don't want to know
What
it.
year are you talking?
Oh, I have it written down here, 2003.
Oh. So that's the first album with Don Airy, is it?
Yeah, because Abandon was the last one with John Lord in '98.
Okay.
And which is not a bad album.
Yeah.
Right? But this is just cringe-worthy bad. I know there's some people out there that like all the Deep Purple stuff after Blackmore.
Yeah.
No, but after 1976, as far as I'm concerned, that's when they stopped. But anyway,
Yeah.
that's for another video. But
Yeah.
this is
It's bad.
oh yeah, bad.
Right, well, I'll take a word for it.
Oh, forget about it, Kevin.
If
Forget
a
about
Deep
it.
Purple fanatic like yourself
Yes.
is rating it that bad.
Ah, Christ.
Right. What are we up to, Pan? Number 8.
Number 8, Kevin. Yeah.
Number 8 for me is my favourite band, The Tull. And this thing, Under Wraps, the unmentionable. I don't know what the hell they were thinking.
Should have been kept under wraps.
Oh, it should have been. It's like it should have been kept under wraps. It's like Ultravox meets. I don't know.
No
It's
drummer, nothing on that.
no drummer for a band with their pedigree, a lineage of great drummers, to have an album with no. What was Ian Anderson thinking? Now, fair enough. On the previous album, on Broadsword, he managed to combine very skillfully the new and the old.
Yeah, what's the bit? What's
You know, the
yeah,
acoustic
Peter-
guitars, electric guitars, and mandolins with Peter John Vitesse's
That's right.
keyboards, and it's brilliant.
Oh, Broadsword.
Yeah, Broadsword is fantastic.
Amazing album.
But this album is absolutely atrocious, and people often say there's a good album lurking there somewhere. Well, there's not. That's it. It's terrible. So if they're talking about redoing this with real drums, I don't think that'll work, Pat, because I have an album by The Tull, as you know,
I know. I heard
released
it.
in 1990. I think it's Capital Radio.
That's right. I heard
Broadcast.
It. I heard it, and I heard the tracks off that album.
Yeah, and that's from '84, the Hammersmith Odeon.
Terrible.
And you know the album, it starts off with Locomotive Breath and the Hunting Girl, amazing. And then it goes into a couple of tracks off of this thing. So even live with a real drummer, Don Perry, it's rubbish.
And the audience fell quite
Yeah.
silent on that, actually.
Yeah, you notice on the album.
Yeah, you would
no,
notice.
terrible album.
Oh, that's
so
shocking.
that's all I'm going to say about that. Never mentioned again.
Kept under wraps, that thing. Oh my God. My number 8, and I don't have that to show, is Black Sabbath's 7-star with Glenn Hughes on vocals.
Not familiar now.
No, it was supposed to be, initially, it was supposed to be a Tony Iommi solo album. But
Right.
the record company said it has to be Black Sabbath. A bit
Okay.
like with Jethro Tull and A, do you remember?
Yeah.
And Glenn Hughes is the vocalist on that, and he was a little bit compromised on that album as well, like the two or what.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's absolutely pure and utter rubbish.
Is
It's
it?
It's Black Sabbath's worst album.
Wow.
And by far it's the worst album.
Right, not even familiar with it, Pat.
No, you don't want to be familiar with it. It's just,
Okay.
oh my God.
Right.
I know some people out there love it, and I see a few videos on it saying, oh, I listened to it again. I don't know what they're listening to. They must have cotton buds in their ears. Getting
Well, that amazes me, even with the album you had on there
Yeah.
before, Crest of an Ave. How people rate that above albums like Stormwatch and that.
I know, but they have stuff in their ears. Kevin.
That's,
They have
that's. I mean, everyone's entitled to their own opinion, but
that. Yeah, subjective, I know that, but
some albums are just bad.
well, if
That's
you
it.
compare them to other albums, but you know
Yeah.
what I mean. So
Yeah.
that's anyway 7-star.
Right, that must be bad
Oh,
because we love Sabbath.
anyway, go on, Kevin. Go on to number 7.
Number 7, Pat. Number 7 for me, another favourite band of mine, Wishbone Ash. There we are, Locked In from
What's that?
76,
No, 75.
75. Locked In. Locked In was a big mistake. They went with a new producer.
Tom Dowd, is it?
No, it's not Tom Dowd, Pat. It's
What's his name?
I'll find it there now. Oh, you're right. It is Tom Dowd. Yeah,
Tom Dowd, yeah.
yeah. And
More of a country and western kind of producer, really, wasn't he?
yeah, well, country rock, I'd say, yeah, rather than
Yeah.
country and western, but yeah.
Whatever, yeah.
But
Don't know
a
the
bad
difference.
album, and mixed very badly. He sort of convinced them to perform in a certain style, which didn't really suit them, and it ended up coming out like, I don't know, it's terrible, it's
The
atrocious.
songs are bad anyway, no matter what style they would
That's
do.
right, there's only one good song on it, Moonshine.
Yeah, that's about it.
And they were so embarrassed by it. I read in an interview that Martin Turner gave. He said they were getting a taxi from the studios in Miami, wherever they were recording it, and they put in the cassette in the car to hear it, and he cried. He said he couldn't believe it because it was too late to stop it. It had gone to press and a whole lot of it, and they felt so bad about it that they quickly reconvened. They were living in New England at the time, and recorded the album New England, which, as you know,
Oh, my favourite.
Masterpiece.
My favourite Wish.
fantastic album.
Ah,
So they made up for it. So they realised, but there you go. Unfortunately, that's a very bad Wishbone Ash album.
it's horrendous. absolutely horrendous.
That's my number 7, was it?
Talking about Wishbone Ash. Raw to the Bone, released in 1985, Kevin.
Oh, I don't know that.
Laurie Weisfield's last.
I know you don't judge a book by the cover, but
Yeah.
that's not a great cover.
But this is absolutely shocking.
Is it?
Shocking. And Laurie Weisfield gone after this.
Right.
But I don't know the cover. It looks like something from Wasp or something. One of those rubbish bands. You know what I mean? Absolute pure dirt. No, I can't even talk about that album so bad.
Right. It's
It
upsetting
really-
you now.
Oh, it's one of my favourite bands. Like Wishbone.
Oh yeah, loved it, Ash, but then,
Like, what were they thinking of?
who knows?
Andy Powell, actually. I blame him for a lot of it, actually.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's even thinking of now, actually, to be honest with you. But how's that?
Right.
Oh,
Well, Pat, I don't have a physical copy for the next one because I did have. I bought it on LP. I think it came out a couple of years ago, and then I sold it to my brother, who's a fanatic on this particular chap, and it's Neil Young.
well, what's the name of the album?
Homegrown.
Never heard of it.
It's one of those lost albums. I should have been. He should have lost it.
Yeah, I know.
I think it's
Most of
absolutely
them should have been lost.
atrocious. I can't think of a good word to say about it. And I brought it home. I played it. I gave it 3 or 4 listens, and I got worse every time I listened to it.
That bad, is it?
Oh, it's atrocious. So it's one of his lost albums from '76. It's just too personal. It's just too whingy. It's not good at all. So I was so disappointed with it that I had to get rid of it. So it went.
Well,
So
your brother Gus is a fanatic on him, anyway.
he is. He's a fanatic. He bought it off me. So
It is.
yeah, that's a very disappointing. I think it's a terrible album.
Okay, that's my number 6. My number 6, and I don't have a copy of it. It's Open Your Eyes, released in 1997 by Yes.
Okay.
Rick Wakeman had done the previous album, the studio part on Keys to Ascension 2, and it was brilliant. And he left and they were having a disagreement. They're always having disagreements, Yes.
Oh, sure, yeah.
And they got in Billy Sherwood into it, and I think Ivor or something, whatever. Can't think of his name on keyboards as well. Billy Sherwood did a bit of guitar, bass, and all that kind of stuff.
Oh,
on it.
okay.
This is just awful.
Is it?
Awful. Considering that you have Chris Squire, John Anderson, Steve Howe, and Alan White.
The talent.
The talent on that is just absolutely
Yeah.
abysmal. Now, they did make up for that on the next album, which is The Ladder,
Right.
which is much better. But this is just.
Well, I trust you on that because, as you know, my interest in Yes stopped at Drama, 1980.
I know it
so
is,
it's the
I know.
70s for me with Yes.
Oh, well, the 70s is the ultimate.
Yeah, but I never bothered getting into the other stuff. Although 90125 was a great album and all
Yeah,
the
but
rest.
open your eyes, Kevin.
Yeah, it's bad. They should have opened their eyes.
They should have opened their
So to open their ears.
Oh, unbelievable. And anyway, just before we get on to your top 5, my
Oh,
top
yeah.
5,
Right.
top 5, it should be whatever.
Yeah.
If you're new to this channel, please subscribe, and welcome back all my new subscribers and old subscribers, and hope you enjoy this video. Just a bit of fun. Don't take it too personal. All right, Kevin.
Exactly.
Number 5, Kevin.
Right. Number 5 for me, Pat, is another great band, another prog giant, if you like, Genesis.
Okay, yeah.
And again, I sort of gave up on Genesis with when Hackett left. I didn't have much of an interest.
Well, Wyndham Wuthering, the last album he was on. Isn't it?
Yeah, and then the live album,
Yeah.
seconds out. But yeah, I never. But I sort of dabbled in a couple of albums here and there, as in listen to them and see what I would think of them. And none of them really grabbed me. But when I heard Calling All Stations, now I don't have a physical copy of it. That's one of the worst.
97 that was brought out.
It is unbelievably bad. It is
I heard of a couple. Well, what's the name of the singer on that?
I don't know, but Colin's not on it.
No, I can't think of
So
the
it's
name
only
of the singer. Yeah, I know
Mike
Colin.
Rutherford and Tony Banks.
And they got a new singer in, who's a very good singer actually.
Yeah, but it's a bad album.
But no, I've heard it a couple of times. It's just
Not good.
no, not good at all.
No.
Now, strange, you have Genesis number. I have Genesis number 5, but I have the album before Calling All Stations. Phil Collins' last album with him, We Can't Dance.
Oh yeah.
And that video.
Yes, it is. It's terrible.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
so
that's-
bad. Actually, I actually think most of their 80s stuff is crap anyway.
Yeah.
It's not real.
I've no
Genesis.
interest.
No interest. But that one is
and
worse.
ironically enough, it's the 80s stuff that propelled them into megastardom and,
I know, but you could-
and
yeah.
sold hundreds of millions of albums.
Yeah, they did, yeah.
Because it's
Because
pop music.
pop music, and that's
There's nothing wrong with pop music when it's done well, but you know, not for me.
no, and We Can't Dance.
Yeah.
No, forget about it, Kevin.
Not for me.
That's my number 5. What's your number 4?
My number 4, Pat, again, I don't have a physical copy, but I did own it. I bought it when it came out. I think it came out in 87 or 89. Mike Oldfield. Earth Moving.
Oh my God.
Wow, that's bad.
Oh, that's just shocking.
I didn't sell that to anybody, I threw it out. Just,
I don't have it, Kevin.
I bought the
heard
CD
it.
of it, Pat, and in the bin it went.
Yeah.
That is atrocious.
I got a copy of it actually on cassette.
Oh, so you've heard it then?
Yeah, and I might still have the copy of cassette somewhere in a box over
Right.
there.
Right.
But it's absolutely
It's
just a shocking album.
Yeah.
How a man was so prolific up to that point and consistent. You
Yeah,
know?
consistent. And writes great pop tunes.
Yeah, very consistent.
There's nothing wrong with a great pop tune, you know, like with Maggie Riley singing and all the rest. Brilliant stuff. But on that, I couldn't believe how bad that was. So that's my number 4.
Yeah, my number 4 is another one I don't have.
Sorry, that was my number 3, Pat. Sorry. Was it?
No, number 4. Number
Oh, yeah.
4. My number 4 is Abomination of an album. But I don't have it. It's an abomination. It's Pink Floyd's last album, released
Really?
in 2014, Endless River. My good God, Kevin.
I've heard it.
They took bits and bobs, I think, off the
Yeah.
Division Bell.
It's terrible.
And I know it was a kind of a tribute to Rick Wright, you know, who had passed away. It's absolutely rubbish.
But it's really cashing in, isn't it? It's
Oh, and it's all a load.
terrible. Yeah, I've heard it. Didn't buy it, but heard it, and I have to agree with you, Pat. It's bad.
Oh,
It's
I
bad.
can't say anything about it really, Kevin, because it's that bad.
Yeah, well, fair enough.
But Pink Floyd, like one of the greatest bands. And they brought out that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Now, what is your number 3, Kevin?
No, my number 2, I'm down to, Pat.
No, you're down to number 3, Kevin.
Am I?
You are actually, you missed one.
I missed one. All right. Well, my number 3 then is Blue Oyster Cult, and an album called Club Ninja, an 80s album.
Abysmal.
I think that is a bad
80,
album.
I think it could be 86.
86, I was going to say.
85 or 86, I'm not sure. I
Yeah,
don't
bought
care.
that when it came out on CD, and tossed it out. Junk. Nothing, no redeeming factors whatsoever about it. It's terrible.
Even the cover is rubbish.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's corny.
Oh,
Most of the original members gone.
gone. I know they brought out something Imaginous after that, which was kind of a...
It's not too bad.
Yeah, but no one knows who was playing on it, though. That's the only thing about that album, because it's all bits and bobs stuck together. And
Well, it's like, it's a sort of a heavy metal sort of
I don't know. Whatever it is.
opera sort of thing, isn't it? Or
Yeah,
You
kind of
know,
a concept. It is a concept album.
yeah,
I know Club Ninja's bad. Anyway, my
Yeah.
number 3 is from a brilliant progressive rock band.
oh,
Brilliant, and you loved them. Gentle Giant.
oh yeah, great band, yeah,
The 1978 A Giant for a Day.
horrific,
Oh, it's just so bad.
yeah,
And you could see, actually, if you're around at that time, like following Gentle Giant, you could see, looking back, you can see they had Freehand, right, in 75, right, and that was their biggest success in America, sales-wise. And then they did Interview, which was kind of a tamer version of Freehand. You listen to that, you have the
Yes.
Stephen Wilson one, don't you?
yeah,
And then they
good
brought
stuff.
out in 77 the Missing Piece, and then again, that's another tone down.
yeah.
And then they just actually lost it completely
Dead
to On a
teeth.
Giant for a Day. Lost it completely.
I don't know what they were doing. Were they trying to
They were trying to go into more mainstream.
pop?
Yeah, but if you're good at what you do...
Yeah,
Yeah, I know they weren't in a big band, but I don't think no matter what they were brought out, it wouldn't have been big with them.
yeah,
Because a lot of the stuff is hard to get into.
yeah. They're a bit of a niche band and
Yeah, but Giant for a Day... Oh,
bad.
sad though. Sad.
Yeah,
They came back a little bit with the Civilian, their last album.
Right.
Which they did. It's a much better album.
yeah. Don't have that one.
Yeah, much better album though.
All right.
Anyway, that's my number 3. What's your number 2, Ken?
My number 2, Pat. Another favourite band of mine. Well, up to a certain point. Rainbow.
Yeah, Up to Down Terrace.
Up to Down to Earth,
Yeah.
exactly. And the one after that, Difficult to Cure, I could never stand that.
Oh
I
no.
bought it back in the day, and I don't have a
Your man
physical
is on
copy now.
that. Jolie
but-
Turner, I can't stand
yeah.
him.
No,
Can't stand him.
very. They sort of, they changed the sound completely,
Ah.
didn't they? Don't like that album. I haven't got a lot to say about it. I just don't like it.
No, I don't like
So
it.
that's
either.
my number
No,
2.
we heard him back in the day, Ken. We didn't like him at all.
No.
We didn't like him then, and we don't like him now.
No,
And
No.
time, people say, oh yeah, things can change with time. No, it does.
no, bad is bad.
My number 2, and I have it here, look. Slaves and Masters. talking about Jolene Turner.
Another Deep Purple album.
Yeah, released in 1990. Ian Gillan had gone,
Yeah.
and they got in. It's like a rainbow, basically, because you must remember 3 people had a rainbow on that then. Barrett, John Lord and Ian Pace.
Oh,
They had
yeah.
Roger Glover,
Yeah.
Blackmore.
And Don Airy.
Talking about an abomination, this is even double abomination because this is absolutely crap.
Is it that bad?
It is horrendous. And a few people on are watching YouTube saying how good this album is.
Ah, for God's sake.
Now, some people rate it higher than some of their albums from the 70s.
Ah,
But Jolene Turner should never have been left near the name Deep Purple.
right.
And the fact that he is with Deep Purple, they're my favourite band, Kevin. And they brought out that.
Right.
I remember when I heard it back in 1990. Now, we had no internet, no nothing like that, and I heard it. I couldn't believe what I was listening to because I didn't like Rainbow after Down to Earth, Kevin. So how am I going to like that?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's Deep Purple. No,
Yeah.
that's my number 2.
Well, I know what a Deep Purple fanatic you are. I never even bought those because I just took your word
No, that's now.
as that'll do me. If Pat doesn't like it, or if he says it's
well,
rubbish,
there's a
it must
bigger
be-
fanatic than me on Deep Purple, and that's Cavi. You know, Andrew Cavi.
Oh yes, yeah.
He likes that album, but
Does
he'd
he?
like anything by Deep Purple.
Just as long as the name is on it.
Deep Purple.
Yeah.
Yeah, just stick a Deep Purple on it. he'll love it. Anyway, our
Fair enough.
number 1. I know there's nothing between any of these now, Kevin. Really.
No, they're all rubbish. But
They're all rubbish. They are.
They
There's no
are.
2 ways about
no,
it.
they're junk. My number 1, Pat, and I have a lot of their albums. Really like Queen, and I've got everything up to The Game, 1980.
I'm not a huge fan of Queen now, to be straight up with you. Anyway.
I wasn't, but I actually I gave them a chance, and they have a lot of deep cuts on their albums. They're a great band, you know. But they brought out an album called Hot Space,
I know, I've heard it, yeah.
and it's disco. It's I don't know what they were doing.
But I even think Queen fanatics don't like that one.
No, it's atrocious. It's one of them. That and I think Lake Beach. Love Beach are 2 albums out of this list that I think are just
Awesome, Mark Kevin, to be honest. Yeah.
awful. Can't stand
Anyway,
it.
no, I had Hot Space.
So Hot Space, Pat. No,
No.
don't like it at all.
My number 1, Kevin, and I have it on cassette. Anyone who don't know what a cassette is, there you go. It's in the Hot Seat, released in 1994. The last album by Emerson, Lake and Palmer.
Is it?
It's the worst album in my collection.
Oh my goodness.
It's worse than that. That's saying a lot. This
That
is
bad?
oh, this is just. If you were only to hear 2 albums, and you were to hear Love Beach, now listen
Yeah.
to this, and then you were to hear this, you'd think Love Beach was brilliant.
Wow.
That's how bad this album
That's a
is.
scale of how bad it is.
And people will say, well, why have I got it? Well, why shouldn't I have it? Because I have all their albums.
Right.
And I have it on cassette,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
Because I remember when I bought this
Yeah.
on cassette, because I was going mad they didn't have it on
LP.
yeah,
CD.
LP
Or
or CD.
CD.
No, it's CD, it wouldn't be an LP so much. I said, I should not get the... I couldn't believe what I was listening to.
Yeah.
It's the worst album I have ever heard
Is it?
by anyone.
Wow. That bad.
Think of the band that we're talking about. And that's their legacy. In the
That's their
sense.
last album, Pat.
Think about that, their last album.
Right. And
That's
that's
the-
how they bow out.
That's how they bowed out. They bowed out with that. And all these bands, Kevin, that really annoys me, still going, the likes of Yes and all them, they're playing and they're bringing out absolute rubbish.
Tull.
Tull, another one, he have a new album out. Like their legacy. That's why I admire Led Zeppelin in so many ways, Led Zeppelin.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, I know John Bonham died, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And they were tempted, obviously they would have been offered any amount of money. You
That's
just
right.
signed a check
Yeah.
and you reform Led Zeppelin. They won't do it then.
Well, John Bonham was such an integral part of the band.
But Jimmy Page won't
The
do
four
it.
of them were integral
Yeah.
parts of the band. You know, it's
But
all.
he knows. He
knows.
He knows.
Yeah.
If they had to go down the road after that 2007 concert, you remember?
Yes. Which was
And they-
brilliant.
And they had, what's his name? Jason Bonham.
Yeah.
If they had to have, and say they brought out a new album,
Yeah.
new Led Zeppelin reformed,
Yeah.
Page knows that would taint.
Yes.
That.
Legacy.
It would taint it.
Yeah.
And then, and it would sell
Yeah.
any amount.
Yes.
And they'd bring out another one.
Yeah. It'd be only for the
And
money.
I actually always think, just before we go, I always think with Led Zeppelin, even if John Bonham hadn't to die, I think they wouldn't have lasted maybe 2 or 3 albums after that.
Well, yeah, who knows?
But I know.
But what you're saying is right. But there are some bands who had the sense to call it quits, like the Police.
The Gentle Giant did.
Police,
Yeah.
Dire Straits. Mark Knopfler just had enough. He said, right, that's it, we're done. We're going to move on to something else. Wherever he got into all his solo stuff and soundtracks and everything.
Oh,
the
there are
Police
bands,
the same.
yeah, Gentle
There are
Giant.
bands that have the sense to go, okay, this is as high as we're going, and that's it.
And fair play.
Where do you go from
and
there?
Genesis did the same. After calling, they said that's enough.
Yes.
That's
Yeah.
enough. A lot of bands do that. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
But anyway, Kevin, that was interesting.
Yeah, well,
We might get slated in the comments. So what do we do?
what about it? They're rubbish and that's the end of it.
They're rubbish, and that's our opinion. And they are rubbish.
Yeah.
Utter rubbish. But anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and if you didn't enjoy it, you probably like these albums, which I presume they do. Whatever you're doing, be safe, and nice to be nice. And hopefully I'll see you again here on Close to the Edge. Bye bye now. Okay, bye bye.
Bye.